Hi everyone, I'm Gloria, the dry skin chemist of Chemist Confessions. I'm excited to be partnering with DERMASCOPE to walk you through my current morning routine. Now, I already cleansed my face off camera. In the mornings, I don't use an actual cleanser for my dry skin. I find that to be a bit overkill, so typically just give it a really good rinse with water. Now, the first step in my routine is our very own Chemist Confessions Aquafix. This is a soothing, hydrating water gel and one of the very first formulas we created for our own line. As a cosmetic chemist and content creator, I'm constantly testing products. Our own lab creations, competitor launches, products for reviews, products we're evaluating for the CC podcast. It goes through a lot on a daily basis. And because of that, Aquafix has become one of those foundational products that never leaves my routine, morning or night. Now, what I have here is actually our Aquafix 2.0 formula. It looks like a very simple water gel, but this 2.0 formula upgrade actually took us several years behind the scenes of development work. The original formula was already packed with hydrating and soothing ingredients, so incorporating newer actives without compromising stability or texture turns out to be really challenging. This 2.0 version includes 3 new actives that work synergistically with the original formula to boost overall hydration strength and also that daily defense element. What we also did was to rebalance everything so that despite the additional actives, the texture actually feels fresher and lighter than original. So now a little bit more pleasing for all skin types. And that's actually one of my personal pet peeves as a dry skin chemist. The market tends to train dry skin consumers to gravitate towards thicker, richer, creamier textures because they're perceived as more nourishing. But from a formulation standpoint, we have plenty of ways to deliver serious hydration and skin support without creating a heavy, greasy experience. Next, I have a spot dedicated to antioxidant serums. Right now, it's Classic C Ferulic. I'm using Maelove's Glow Maker right now. Now, I rotate this step more than any other step because we're constantly testing new antioxidants. This one is a little older, but still an acceptable shade. Anyway, I usually use this for any vitamin C derivatives, resveratrol, or any new antioxidant technologies we may be testing out. When testing's done though, I do find myself coming back to ascorbic acid serums. If your skin can tolerate the actives load and the lower pH, C ferulic with ascorbic acid is still the gold standard. It just has simply the strongest supporting evidence, clinical testing history behind it. And personally, I find that it is the best at helping my hyperpigmentation under control. Next up, have our Mr. Reliable Lightweight Gel Moisturizer with ceramides and silymarin. Now, what I am evaluating moisturizers, I do rotate out Mr. Reliable in my night routine. So I stick with Mr. Reliables in the morning because it goes on very quickly, absorbs lightly, and is still very moisturizing for my dry skin. It's just one of those products that quietly does its job every day. And of course, we can't forget sunscreen. We're actually in the middle of our 30 for 30 sunscreen challenge test right now, and I've been going through a lot of formulas. Now, my favorites from this year is the Roche-Posay UVMune. This is their hydrating version, and Anessa's Moisture Sunscreen. Both of these absorb quickly, layerable under makeup, and it's pretty easy for me to use consistently. Today I'm feeling more LRP. Now, a quick friendly reminder. This looks a little ridiculous from a pump, but most people still under-apply sunscreen. The 2 to 3 finger rule is an important visual to help you get close to the amount that's actually using SPF testing for that proper coverage. One of my favorite things about the UVMune series is that this looks like I'm rubbing for a long time, but as far as a big global sunscreen goes, it's one of the fastest setting sunscreens that we tested. Now, compared to the fluid, the moisture goes on a little bit alarmingly thick, but it does go away pretty quickly thereafter. On my dry skin, it's comfortable, but if you have oily skin, I think the fluid is a better bet. See? All set. Now, one of the questions we get asked all the time in our sunscreen series is, how long do we have to wait between steps? And if you're applying makeup after sunscreen, do I have to wait, say, 15-20 minutes? Answer to that is, there isn't a set universal time point to go by. You do want the film to be nice and fully set so that if you're layering makeup over it, you're not disturbing the sunscreen film for that proper coverage. So my go-to is to just do some of my eye makeup right after applying sunscreen. No one should take makeup advice from me, but I've been really enjoying these Patrick Tosh matte palettes. I'm using the light palette right now. It is idiot proof, and I am not very good with makeup application, so I need idiot proof in my life 100%. This approach, this level of wait time works for me with most sunscreen product. It's plenty of time, and for my, this is not a glam makeup by any means. This is a quick and dirty, just run-of-the-mill everyday simple look. So this 5 minutes it takes for me to do this simple look works with my sunscreen. Whatever your approach is with regards to layering over sunscreen, just remember the goal is for an even film to set. So whatever works for you is fine as long as you don't experience pilling, you feel like the film is definitely set before the next step. That is good enough. This simple eye makeup before foundation step works for me. So by the time I'm done with my eyes, my sunscreen has fully settled. That timing works really well for me. It might not be the routine order preference that you might have, but just remember the goal is as long as it's fully set and it's not pilling by the time you apply your second layer, then that works for you. Now, one of the interesting things we've been digging into recently on the Chemist Confessions podcast is the growing body of research around visible light, particularly the higher energy blue light, and how it affects your stubborn hyperpigmentation. Honestly, the data is a lot more compelling than I expected. While UV is still the primary concern, visible light does contribute to pigmentation issues, especially in deeper skin tones. Now, because of this, we did a whole series in our test, sunscreen challenge test on tinted sunscreens. Now, we love the idea of killing two birds with one stone with a tinted sunscreen, but the reality is you're probably not going to get the look you're looking for. Most of the tinted sunscreens I tried, I really had to compromise something, whether in application amount, which is a huge no-no on the sunscreen front, or the finish that I'm looking for. A lot of them makes me look like I have bad bronzer on. Just remember, the priority is always a proper sunscreen before we dabble in other things. Last but not least, tinted lip balm. Tower 28 is my current go-to. And that's it. Thanks so much for watching, and thanks again for DERMASCOPE for having me.